Welcome. I'm Lisa Engles Witter, and I'm here to help you to awaken the true you. Welcome to this little short episode today. I actually wanted to celebrate because it is International Coffee Day, and I love my coffee. Do you love your coffee as much as I love my coffee? This is I just made it. It is my iced soy latte. And yes, I do sometimes enjoy an afternoon hit of coffee because I like the taste of coffee. And I wake up and have to have my coffee every morning, like some of you who love coffee as much as I do. But that's not what I want to talk about today. um, Coffee is my in to what I want to talk about today, because how many of us actually drink coffee to kickstart us, to energize us, to wake us up in the middle of the afternoon because we're feeling a little bit, Okay, I have a practice for you all who feel like that, because I know it's hard to pick yourself up in the middle of the day, but I will have to say that there are studies now. This is not anything new that I'm going to tell you, but that most people do not breathe correctly. And by not breathing correctly, you are reducing your energy, you guys. I mean, we wouldn't be needing to drink this huge latte in the middle of the day if we were all breathing correctly. And I practice pranayama twice a day, specific pranayama. So pranayama is just a form of breathing, breath control. I do it specifically with my meditation, but it does, it works with your life force energy in your body. So I'm not going to teach you pranayama today. I actually really didn't want to go there. All I wanted to do was describe to you how most people breathe and just how to maybe energize yourself a little bit with a fresh breath. So most people have what's called shallow breathing and breathe from their upper chest and are using their auxiliary breathing muscles, their neck, their upper chest. And so what happens in that situation is that those muscles become tight. We get a tight shoulder, tight neck, and we breathe really constricted and really high in our chest. And on top of that, just notice if you're one of those people who tends to be a shallow breather. On top of that, a lot of people breathe through their mouth as well. That is a big no-no. Do not breathe through your mouth. Why? Because, and I've actually written a whole book on this called Breathe, Run, Breathe. You don't have to be a runner in order to read the book. And maybe I'll actually put a free download to it in here, because I wrote it several years ago, and just the information about how to breathe correctly is really good, even if you're not using it for running. I diverge there. But so when we're breathing through our mouth, we're not made to breathe through our mouth. We're made to breathe through our nose. Your nose is made for breathing. Your mouth is made for eating. I didn't come up with that. A master, Qigong master said that in a workshop I was in, Montauk Chia. He said, yeah, your mouth is made for eating. Your nose is made for breathing. Very true. Your mouth is not made to inhale air and supply your lungs. But your nose is. Your nose is actually anatomically made to inhale the air, warm it, sort of take out all of the particles and toxins out of it, and deliver it into the lower lobes of your lungs that are blood rich. So that oxygen that's coming in can actually get into your body. If you're breathing through your mouth, that air is going into the upper lobes of your lungs that are not as blood rich as the lower lobes of your lungs. Also, something interesting that I write about in the book actually is that you have your sympathetic nervous system and your parasympathetic nervous system. And your parasympathetic nervous system is actually the part of your nervous system that relaxes you, calms you down. So sort of for de-stressing. And then your sympathetic nervous system is the part of your system that is like fight or flight reaction part of your system. When you're breathing through your mouth, you're going to trigger more of that sympathetic nervous system. When you're breathing through your nose, you're going to be more relaxed, more calm, even-mindedness, or be able to hold more of an even mind state, right? So I come to you to encourage you to do a couple things today. Again, International Coffee Day. We're all energizing with our coffee, but I am coming to encourage you to energize with your breath for the next few days. Maybe in place of one of your cups of coffee, or maybe at least one shot of your espresso in your espresso drink. Replace it with some breathing. Number one, close your eyes and just maybe even put your timer on a clock, on your phone timer on. And for 2 minutes, just close your eyes and notice your breath. Notice the quality of your breath. Notice where your breath is in your body. Do you notice it in your nose? Do you notice it in your chest? Do you notice it in your shoulders? Where do you notice your breath when you're inhaling and exhaling? Notice the quality of your breath, which is what I already said. When I say notice the quality of your breath, what I mean is notice if your breath is really shallow, if you're yawning all the time, and that's, another thing, like you're trying to get a breath in, feels like you can't breathe. Is your breath sort of jagged, meaning when you inhale or exhale, it sort of stutters? That can happen sometimes. So just notice the quality of your breath. And then finally, the last thing to do is to just breathe. But don't breathe through your mouth. Only breathe through your nose, okay? So you're not going to get energized unless you're doing really specific Kriya pranayamas that require you to breathe through your mouth. Do not recommend doing those without instruction. For now, only breathe through your nose. In through your nose and out through your nose, right? And think of taking some of those yogic breaths, some longer, slower breaths that maybe you can feel them in the lower part of your chest, of your lungs. Sometimes people say belly breathing. You're not really breathing into your belly, like the air doesn't go down into your belly, but your diaphragm is down there and it expands your belly somewhat and it contracts, sort of like a balloon. When you inhale, you expand, and when you exhale, you contract. So maybe feel those sensations. But I invite you to just take a few minutes to notice your breath, where it is, the quality of your breath, and then spend a few more minutes just breathing through your nose, long, slow, deep breaths, and notice what that does for your energy. And maybe you can replace one of your coffee drinks. As much as I love coffee and it's International Coffee Day, we can do something a little bit more natural that's always with us. Because what happens if you're not next to a Peet's Coffee or a Starbucks? Oh my God. And you need a boost of energy. You can go to your breath. We all have our breath. Thanks, you guys. We'll see you next time. Namaste.